Okay, so let's talk about symbols, shapes, and patterns for a moment. Because a lot of people will ignore this type of thing. But actually, shapes, symbols, and patterns make up a huge part of our visuals, which can then also trigger particular thoughts, feelings, or sensations within us. Our spirit guides will often bring forward particular shapes, patterns, or symbols when they feel it is significant for us. It could also be a relation to some sort of past life that we've carried, or some sort of ancestral link or historical link that is within our energy. So it is important to remember that shapes, symbols, and patterns play a key part in our visuals within our spirituality. So as we receive the shapes, symbols, and patterns, it may be just a shape, just a symbol, just a pattern, or maybe all of them all together. But as we receive these, we will be experiencing the sensations, the thoughts, and the feelings of whatever it is we feel we are needing to experience. So, whether we are aware of what the message is or whether we are not aware, either way, we're still receiving something from our spirit guides, from the universe, from our angels, from our psyche. Our intuition is trying to align us to get us to become more aware of this. So, that being said, we can then start to become aware of these shapes, symbols, and patterns that come through will usually hold some sort of colour. And we will either think this colour or see this colour or feel this colour again. So, again, it's all the triggerings of our different clairs starting to ignite. As to what the message actually is or who the message is from, that's down to us to start assessing and to start becoming aware and understanding who it's from and why at this time in our life they are bringing it forward. That being said, a lot of the time we will receive the patterns, symbols, or shapes without actually intending to receive them, because it's not very often we say, right, I want to go in and see a shape or see a pattern. Quite often we'll say, right, I would like to go into a meditation, or I would like to receive something that's important for me to receive. And then we will receive whatever it is that our guides think is important for us at that time, or that we're needing to relay back to someone else. So again, it's important to remember that we may be seeing shapes, patterns, symbols for ourselves or for someone else. So again, it's really important to assess the energy that we feel, see, or think around that if it is for someone else, and start be able to detect what it is we need to relay back to that person. Because it could well be that, for instance, a circle could be very, very symbolic to a person that we are giving a message to, whereas to ourselves, it doesn't mean anything. So that's why it's really important to make sure we're always assessing, why am I seeing this circle right now? Every single little thing that comes in, this is why we call it first things thought, because every single little thing that comes in will have significance and symbolism in some way, whether it's due to their past, whether it's due to a loved one coming through, or whether it's just actually a symbolism that they need to Google and it's a little message within the symbolism for them that they find on Google. Either way, that's down to you to start understanding exactly what it is which is going on. So this is a lovely little technique that I want to teach you guys, and I'd love to hear how you guys get on. Make sure you have your notepad to write some bits down that you receive and get from this technique. It's not a really long technique, so it's quite a fun one to just practice whenever you feel you want to, because you will always receive something different, okay? But it's just a really good technique to help you practice some more clear seeing internally for your clairvoyance. So I would like you to just take a moment to just sit or lie down comfortably, making sure you're not going to be interrupted for probably the next 5 minutes. And when you are comfortable, I would like you to now just begin to close your eyes. Remember, we are focusing on clear seeing for this particular technique internally. As you close your eyes, just become aware of your breathing now. And just start to focus on taking a nice, lovely, big, deep breath. And as you exhale, just feel your shoulders dropping into the rest of your body now. and just let yourself become more relaxed. Now with a second lovely, nice, big deep breath. Again, as you exhale, just start to visualize some beautiful pure white light coming in for a moment. That white light is special. It's where all the answers are. It's where we're from and where we go back to. The white light is our protection. And now with a third nice deep breath, hold this one for the count of 3 now. And as you exhale, again now just start to breathe out that beautiful white light. And I'd just like you to just find yourself just sitting in the space of stillness, within this space of white light. And now I would like you to focus on a triangle. As you focus on this triangle, you are intentionally bringing in this pattern for a moment. See how the lines join, or feel if you cannot see them yet. And assess, is this triangle with the point upright, or is this triangle with the point down? Either way, it doesn't matter. It's how you perceive it. It's how it comes in for you. Whilst drawing in this shape of this triangle more so, I'd like you to really focus on those lines now and see if you can see what colour this triangle is portrayed as. Is it all one colour? Are the lines different colours? Is it glowing? Is it hazy? Can you see this triangle clearly? Either way, there's no right or wrong with this. You're just assessing how you see this triangle coming in. Does it seem like this triangle is moving or vibrating? Or does this triangle seem very block and formed and still? Again, there's no right or wrong. It's simply how you receive this shape coming in. Now, again, focusing on this triangle, I would just like you now to ask this triangle to change into a 3D version of itself. And watch or feel or think how it's now merging and moving into a 3D version of its original triangle self. And again, watch or feel how the colours change, how the lines change, how they form and merge. Are you able to see this clearly? Or are you able to hold this for a long time? Is it hazy? Is it dipping in and out? Is it just a flash of the triangle and colour? Either way, as I said, it's absolutely fine. You are just exploring with this. Now, I would like you to take this 3D triangle and I would like you now to merge it back down to the original triangle that you saw. And again, watch, feel or think how it's merging back down. Does it merge back down easily? Or is it taking a while to go back to its original self? Perhaps it's not going back to its original self. Perhaps it's seeming like it's wanting to do something different. And that is absolutely fine. So now I would like you to focus on drawing this triangle out now and creating it into a square. As you focus on this triangle merging into the shape of the square, see how the lines form now. See how quickly or slowly it changes. Perhaps you're not seeing, maybe you're just thinking, and remember that's absolutely fine. Go with the flow. Trust the way it's merging and moving, or what you're thinking, what's coming in. Trust in your intuition. And now that you feel or see this square, just focus on what colours you feel this square is. Is each line of the square a different colour, or is it all the same colour? Perhaps you just see the outline in colour, or perhaps it's a full blocked out square of colour. Either way, that's still fine. You're just exploring. Watch or feel how this square merges or changes. Is it hazy for you? Is it clear for you? Can you hold this image in your mind for a decent time, or is it dipping in and out and you feel like you have to catch back up with it? Don't worry, all of this just helps you to create and strengthen your clear seeing internally. Look at the shades of the colours around it. How does this square make you feel? Do you feel like you enjoy this square, or do you feel like you're irritated with this square? Don't you worry. Either way, it's still fine. You feel whatever you feel, and you think whatever you think. First things thought is the key. So now just have a go and invite this square to now, if it hasn't already, merge into a 3D version of itself. And have a good look around. Ask the square to move all the way around so you can check all angles of this square and see how it's changed now. As it merges, does it change colour? Do the shades of colour change? Is there more colour? Is there less colour? Perhaps you see other things around and it's not just a square. Perhaps you actually see it sat on something. Perhaps it's just still in the white light. Either way, you will write all of this down after, and you're just assessing and exploring. So again now, watch or feel or think of this square in 3D version, starting now to reduce it back down to its original square. And again, just practice watching or feeling how that looks, what it's doing. Is it taking its time merging back down? Is it wanting to remain as the 3D version? Or does it easily go back down to what you've asked it to do? Now, what I'd like you to do, when it's back at its original square shape, is I would like you to take a nice deep breath. And as you take this nice deep breath, you are now starting to come out of this little technique. And you will now write down everything that you experienced, felt, saw, heard, sensed in your special notepad. And I will give you a few moments to do that. So the important thing about this particular technique, as I explained, it is strengthening our internal clear seeing, okay? So we are intentionally tapping into the ability of our clairvoyance, our internal clear seeing clairvoyance, and we are able to manipulate to a certain point exactly what it is we are looking for our mind to create and do. However, that doesn't mean that we actually manipulate the end result, okay? So some people might think, oh, but does that mean that I'm manipulating other things that I'm getting coming through? No, it doesn't mean that you're manipulating other things that are coming through, because most of the time we are receiving stuff that we're not expecting to receive, or we've got ourselves into a space where we are going to be connecting and we don't know what we're going to receive, but we know we're going to be connecting. So it is still unexpected, but not as unexpected as if it's just a dream or something like that. But the important thing is to understand the difference between manipulating and having intentions of what we want to see, because then it will actually be easier for us to determine when we're not manipulating and when we're actually receiving something very openly. So another thing that you can do with this technique is you can actually extend this technique and do it for a lot longer, and you can bring in all different types of shapes. So you can start with the triangle, merge it into the square, you can then merge it into a circle, you could then merge it into a hexagon or a diamond, and you could go into that and explore and experience the different colors. You can do lots of different techniques and variations with this technique. You don't have to just finish exactly on the square. It was just a shortened version of what you can do. And also you can also ask for like the different shapes to be different colors or different shades of the same color. So with that, you can really sort of explore, and you can really sort of like go in depth with regards to it and really assess and see and feel how it's working for you. Another thing which I would like you to write down and make sure you're aware of is, was it hazy for you? Was it just a quick flash and then you felt like you were having to grab it and sort of like keep it and refocus back on it? If so, that's okay. Don't be down on yourself. That is very normal. A lot of people will get that. But it's just showing that you just need to strengthen and maybe practice the technique quite a few times to really strengthen holding the image there in your mind. Because this will be another key pointer, is when we're receiving visuals, as I've explained, very often throughout our day-to-day life, we could be driving with our eyes, obviously our eyes are going to be open right when we're driving, but we're fully in our waking life, driving, but we will be receiving some sort of imagery into our mind at some stage in our waking life where we're least expecting it, and it will be coming in as flashes. Okay, so we can experience that within visions or meditations, but we can also experience longer standing flashes of images in our waking life too. So this technique is just simply going to strengthen holding that image there for longer, so you can really assess and really look at what's going on there. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you over on the next technique video. Lots of love. Bye.